Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
A squad coming off an impressive debut, going against a team wanting to come out from the doldrums of the team standings. So we bring you the continuing live coverage of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. For those who were not able to make it for our first 2 games, for our 6 games late today, we had San Pedro winning against Davao, 100-41 in the 14 under division. Binalikag naman ng Davao yan in the 16 under division, winning 66-57. Game at hand is still between the Davao Red Cubs against the San Pedro Spartans, this time for the 18 under division. Isang magandang umaga muli sa inyong lahat mula dito sa Montano Hall in Cavite City. Jaime Mendihar, kasama pa rin si Coach Mike Perez together with Andrea Veloso. Hatid sa inyo ang ating continuous coverage of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL. Kind of a rubber match dito, Mike. Nakauna ang San Pedro and Davao bumawi in the 16 under. Now we have the 18 under matchup between these 2 teams. As we look at the standings nga, Coach Mike, we have the San Pedro Spartans struggling at the start of this tournament. They find themselves at the bottom dito with a 0-3 slate. Samantalang Davao with, again, that impressive debut starting off 1-0.
Yeah, very clear naman dyan. Both these teams coming off contrasting results on their last game. Of course, Davao coming off a win, and itong San Pedro naman really trying to find their very first win in this division.
We talk about Davao with that strong start, similar to this their 16 under counterpart with that 7-point win against the Quezon Junior Huskers. What went well for them in that game?
Well, it was Quezon having won 69-62 in that game. They shot 42% from the field. Yung 3 points sila, pretty decent rin, 7 out of 23. They were a plus 11 in rebounds actually. And crucial dyan, yung 21 turnovers that they forced leading up to 27 points. And of course, yung 19 na second chance points. A little bit work on the bench points, medyo mababa, 14 lang. And it really was because yung winner was really because of Kurt Cañete playing defense, coming up with timely points in that game. Nicolas Lorenzo continues to be a guy that they look up to, averaging 18-8-2. Samantalang si MJ Vailoses, 15-6-2 with 4 steals at si Kurt Cañete, like what we said in the previous game, 8-4, including those 7 assists and 6 steals.
Dito naman tayo sa kabila, the San Pedro Spartans, nga 0-3 to begin this tournament, and their last loss, 24 points. Very lopsided.
Well, clearly they thought they had one game. They had a close game in that match, but things really just turned south. Having lost, they were only 23 points in the first half, which is pretty low considering the standards of the San Pedro Spartans. The game really just blew wide open in the fourth quarter. They shot only 33% from the field. And similar to their 16-year-old counterparts, they're struggling from 3. They're 0 out of 12 from that region, and they gave up 20 turnovers, which really led to 20 points of turnovers. Points in the paint, they're a minus 22, so you really got to work on that. Plus, when we talk to the coaches, the loss of 2 key players, Panahon and Makusi, really brought them problems, especially on the rebounds in that transition point. So heavily, that load is going to turn over to Yuri Duque, who's really been playing sensational for the Spartans, but he's really going to need more help. 21-5 for Yuri Duque. Maxwell Pontaniel, who got injured the previous game, well, the good thing he's back now. He's averaging 12, 4, and 1 point and 1 steal per game. And Manuel Collado is going to take that load as well to share 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal average for this division.
In the meantime, punta muna tayo kay Andrea Veloso for her report. Andrea?
San Pedro ang maghaharap haharapin nila ngayong umaga. Sa kabilang panig naman,
Montano Hall Gymnasium here in Cavite City. This is the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural season. It's the battle between the Davao Red Cubs 18 under and the San Pedro Spartans 18 under. And now introducing the starters. First from the Davao Red Cubs. At guard number 1, MJ Vailoses. At guard number 8, Kirk Cañete. At forward number 3, Almarlon Winters. Outer forward, number 30, Francis Doliente. And at center, number 17, Nicolas Lorenzo. Head coach for the Davao Red Cubs 18 under, Mr. Miko Roldan. And now here are the starters from your San Pedro Spartans. Odd guard, number 30, Kevin Leal. Odd guard, number 99, Mapsel Pontaniel. And at forward, number 6, Manuel Collado. Outer forward, number 22, Luis Ulep. And at center, number 13, Dwayne Lirio. Head coach for the San Pedro Spartans 18 under, Mr. Teddy Pulinga. Our referees for this match, Joseph Cleovas and Don Ramos, crew chief AJ Sanchez. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
As we head to tip off for our third game ngayong araw, last between these two teams, Davao Red Cubs versus San Pedro Spartans. Another San Beda versus San Beda, this time in the 18 under tournament. Sa ating continuous coverage of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL starters for both teams. We have Vailoses, Winters, Cañete, Lorenzo, and Doliente for the Red Cubs. On the other side, we have Collado, Lirio, Ulep, Leal, and Pontaniel for the Spartans. So noticeable dito, Mike, the starting five of the Spartans is Yuri Duque. Nowhere to be found, and we've learned from Andrea Veloso nga in her report earlier that he is nursing a groin injury. So a big blow here for the Spartans.
Yeah, definitely a lot of production that they're going to get. He's normally good for about 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists and 4 steals. But definitely his leadership and his presence inside, creating opportunities for his other teammates, as he's got a lot of gravity pulling all those defenses to him. And it's really going to be interesting what adjustments they're going to make, speaking of itong San Pedro Spartans.
As Pontaniel loses that ball, sabi mo nga si Pontaniel naman yung injured the last game. So the Spartans can't seem to catch a break as they try to go out of a 0-3 losing streak to start this tournament. 3 ball here for the Red Cubs, rattles out.
Good setup there by the Davao team, coming off a horns play, ending it up with a stagger for a drive towards the middle.
Vailoses misses on that 3, pero yung offensive rebound dito ng Red Cubs, able to get that foul.
Yeah, and one thing that's clear here, Jaime, is that as you go higher up in the brackets, you're seeing more organized actions from the players and the teams. And so immediately we saw that in both these two clubs.
Transition opportunity dito para sa Spartans as Leal just throws it up, and yun nga, babalik ang bola dito sa Red Cubs.
Well, there's times really that kids need to measure up on what the defense gives them, especially in transition. You got to have that jump stop, that pull up, that floater. You can't always be ending up with a 1-2 step that, you know, doesn't give you so much control.
1-0 tayo dito in favor of the Spartans so far. Make that 2-1. Lead, that's the first 2 points of the ball game.
Yep.
For the Davao Red Cubs. Collado comes up with a steal, pass ahead to Pontaniel. Beautiful finish.
Well, Pontaniel just hung in there, allowing that defense to fly by. And he's gonna be needing more of that, especially as you don't have a Yuri Duque on the floor. Oh, wow, what a pass.
Hindi nga lang matatapos yung play na yon by Kirk Cañete. As Leal finds himself open, that's off.
And Leal's got that good range from the outside. And you could sense that by the way he took that shot.
Winters misses on that jumper. Collado trying to attack Cañete. Turns the ball over.
A little bit forced there for Collado. He's got defense all over him. You have a help side too on the other side. And so you got to be able to understand when to stop and let that defense, that set be set up.
Low scoring to start this ball game. Still 6 and 15 left. 2 points apiece.
Oh, wow.
Make that 4-2 now for MJ Bailoses.
Yeah, you can't allow to be blown by your defense, especially against a 5-out. While you do have team schemes when it comes to defense, it really boils down to the individual defense of the player too. So you have to be able to match it up.
Montaniel. Prior to the kick-out, may foul na itatawag dito. Second team foul here for the Davao Red Cubs.
Well, by the way it looks, it seems that the Davao Red Cubs are really trying to clog that lane, allowing those shots from the outside. Especially as you saw Ulep right there taking that shot from 3.
Scratch that. That's the first team foul pa lamang for the Red Cubs. Baseline J works. That is Luis Ulep. So non-Ulep earlier, Coach Mike, sa 16 under.
Right. That's the that's the younger brother, I believe, si Lilo. I hope I didn't get that mixed up. But you know, the difference ng dalawa, it's the Lilo Ulep from the 16 under is really more of a paint guy. Itong si Luis is really more of a perimeter shots, more of a shooting guard.
Montaniel, di diskarte. In and out dribble,
Wow.
faking the pass all the way to the hoop.
Classic individual read right there by Montaniel. Little in and out with the left hand, attacking that middle. And just no drop coverage right there for the Davao Red Cubs.
4 early points para kay Montaniel to begin this ball game. Sabi mo nga, he is that guy. Alam mong walang Yuri Duque.
Right.
And I'm sure Coach James and the rest of the coaching staff of the 18 under team making sure that he gets that message.
There's another guy that the Spartans would want to start going. Brent De Luna is on the floor.
Bailoses fires once again. Hindi pa umiinit dito si MJ Bailoses. Still 4 and 15, 6-4 ang ating score. 2-point lead here for the Spartans. Go to Montaniel once again. This time check, napayungan siya doon.
Defense really collapsing on that drive by Montaniel. They know that Montaniel is going to be that guy. How about that block right there?
Kita mo naman
By
si Collado.
Yeah.
Inabangan niya talaga sa ere. Si Leal, his floater, battles out.
Good decision by Lealdo to settle for that runner, especially he's got 3 guys inside the floor.
Collado challenging that shot once again. Changing the trajectory. So Collado doesn't have some involvement yet in the offensive end. Pero kita naman natin yung kanyang defensive presence so far in this first.
Because he knows that, you know, you have to be able to contribute. It's either you help out on the rebounds. There are other stat lines that you can contribute, not necessarily on points. There are non-stat actions too that you can, you know, have yourself be very active on.
Drops it
Good
off.
roll.
Sorry, miss. Fortunately for Lirio. The corner. Almost losing the basketball. They try to reset. Are the Red Cubs. Feliciano uses that pick. Open for a 3. That's short. But saved. They have 5 to shoot.
Gotta hurry.
Drives this time. Bigay kay Romarante. But inside was Lorenzo for that end one opportunity. And that power move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of Junior MPBL.
Well, it was a man defense. Really turned out to be a scramble defense right there. And everyone pretty much missing the matchups. And right there, you know, just left Lorenzo inside the shaded area with nobody to challenge him.
Yeah, showing us that pound for pound move. And Pound for Pound Fitness focuses on strength and conditioning, athletic training. So if you want to elevate your game, gusto mo makondisyon para sa mga liga, you know, just try to be fit, mga training. Visit a branch near you. Very affordable rates. Sa Lorenzo, though misses on that free throw, gets another opportunity. Now 4 for him as well.
And the rebounds just continue to pile up here para sa Davao Red Cubs.
Drop pass to Lirio. Another sorry miss for the big man. Ahead is Romarante. able to elude itong si Collado that time.
That could be a key difference in the matchup here. Davao Red Cubs actually have bigs and length that they can actually run the floor and finish strong. While itong San Pedro Spartans really more, I guess, hinged on their guards. And the guards are much smaller compared to that of Davao Red Cubs.
As we look at that replay nga, Collado trying to chase down that block once again. Pero hindi niya makukuha that time. 4-point lead here para sa Red Cubs. Kick it out, Feliciano to Romarante against Collado. It's a nice matchup between these two athletic bigs.
Yeah, but you know, a little bit more advantage from a guard skill standpoint itong si Romarate over Collado. Strength vs strength, that should, you know, negate itself. But skill-wise, I'm guessing that Romarante's got more open floor basketball and guard skills than his counterpart.
A minute and 32 left sa ating first quarter.
Good block.
Romarante right there though for another opportunity. Unable to convert on that inside attempt. Si Young, bigay sa baseline pero traveling ang itatawag dito against Marlon Yambao of the Spartans.
And Marlon Yambao, nung nakita niya sobrang libre yung baseline, hindi na niya alam kung ano yung gagamitin niyang unang step, yung kanan ba, yung kaliwa. As we see Coach Miko Roldan right there, heading the coaching for the Davao Red Cubs.
It's very red morning, you know?
Yeah.
Si Young, scooping it in, almost an end one. But he will take a trip to the line.
Well, Sky Young used to be the original point guard of this team, but with new guys coming in, and you see their coach Teddy Polinga, he's the head coach of this 18 and under team of the San Pedro Spartans.
Sky Young missing on that first. Trying to bring this 4-point deficit down. Bit of a low-scoring ball game so far, Mike. Minute and 1, halos patapos na tayo dito sa first period.
Yeah, it is because most of both these teams are actually, if you look at it, pretty much a half-court set game.
Far cry from the hot start nga for the 16 under game kanina. As we see Samali, pull-up jumper, that's short. 42 seconds na lamang nalalabi sa ating first period. Young trying to set it up. Driving to the hoop. Di niya matatakasan, Zero Marante.
Not a good decision right there by Sky Young. And that's what you have to pay for. You got to go back on defense. Good thing Matthew Escalante was there. He's been pretty solid so far. Itong si Matthew, he's got a block and roughly about 3 rebounds. And, you know, strength-wise, it's advantage Davao, but, you know, you love the effort by Matthew Escalante.
10-7. Just some few seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Spartans trying to get a basket here before the end of the first quarter. Short on that attempt was Escalante.
Didn't have enough lift to take off that shot.
1 second left. Has to put it up. Would have counted. Pero matatapos nga ang ating first period with a 10-7 scoreline in favor of the Davao Red Cubs. So we look at this Atlantis 88 move of the game. Tita mo naman yun. Pontaniel faking that pass. In-out dribble.
Yeah, in and out. He fooled 3 people right there before going for that layup shot.
Babalik tayo with our second quarter in just a bit.
Pang TV.
18 under players naman ng Davao at San Pedro ang nagaharap ngayong umaga. Sabi nga ni Head Coach Miko Roldan ng Davao, dahil nga most of his players are from San Beda Rizal. Excited siya for this game lalo na at San Beda Alabang players ang haharapin nila ngayon. At sa kabilang panig naman, sabi ni Head Coach Teddy Pulinga ng San Pedro, maganda ang nagiging training nila this past few days. Kaya naman proper execution and ball rotation ang kailangan ng team this game para tuluyan ang makakuha ng panalo this season. Ano sa tingin niyo, Jaime and Coach Mike?
As we resume our second quarter, 10-7 in favor of the Davao Red Cubs. Similar to their 16-under matchup kanina between these two San Beda teams. Dikit ang ating first half. But the Red Cubs so far showing a bit of control.
Yeah, but both teams shooting very poorly from the field. Both shooting roughly about the 20% level, 5 of 23 and 3 of 11 respectively for Davao and San Pedro. Rebounds favor for Davao. They are +4. And points in the paint, definitely Davao's team. They're +6 with those dribble penetrates that they just had.
De Luna escapes for that layup.
This is one guy actually that you'd love to see start producing, lalo na in the absence of Yuri Duque. He's the go-to guy previously of itong San Beda Alabang basketball team. And, you know, he's got to be able to step up here.
And big shoes to fill nga, Mike. Dahil Yuri Duque, leading scorer, more than 20 points a game. But a great start here para kay De Luna. This is Sahali. They swing it. 3 ball. I was trying to look for the ball nung tinira niya yun, Mike.
Yeah. Siya masyado
mahulog,
mataas, no? Yeah. But that's a good one.
De Luna muscling his way inside. Another chance. Can't get that to go. Might have rushed yung second opportunity doon.
Oh, that was a missed shot, but I'm sure the coaching staff would love that aggression for Brent De Luna. You can't pass up opportunities. Having that lane open, you gotta go and claim it. And the bonus that they got there is nakakuha pa ng offensive rebound itong si Brent De Luna. And so it's really just a matter of making those shots. The important thing is you get attempts.
As Young pulls up. Off to the right. Hindi nagkaamuyin magkakampi. Babalik ang bola dito sa white shirts.
And patuloy ang struggle nitong dalawang team na to from the field.
Thus the low scoring affair nga, Mike. No? 10-9 tayo dito.
Yep.
Close to 2 minutes gone by in our second. They go to Winter sa gitna. Almost loses it, but the hold will be called against Young. of the Spartans.
I'm curious actually, Jaime, to know kaano kaya niya si Tex Winter.
That is the first name that will come to any
continue,
basketball
diba?
fan's mind. Tex Winters, of course. But so far in this ball game, Winters malamig pa.
Malamig.
Pass almost stolen. Big to big action.
Yep.
Vigo can't get that to go. Loose ball will be a 50-50 ball. Makukuha dito ng Red Cubs.
That really has been so far the strength of itong Davao Red Cubs. Their interior passing, like you mentioned, big to big inside. They're able to locate them. They're able to get shots. Oh, that's just totally unacceptable. You can't have a guy diving from the top and get that inbounds right there. First off, you got to pressure the inbounder. Second off, you got to find someone who's diving. Your secondary defender's got to be able to locate that.
As we look at Winters on the line, chance to join the scoring column. Almarlon Winters Jr. Yan. Averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds for the Davao Red Cubs. Just one game under their belt. Nagpapakilala after that big win against the Quezon Junior Huskers in their previous game. May late silang pumasok man sa Junior MPBL, right? Really making noise immediately.
Yeah, but they're the men's team counterpart of yung Junior Huskers na yan. Medyo malakas rin yan doon sa MPBL because they're one of the top 3 or top 5 teams out there. And one of the coaches there, Coach Melky Villanueva, is part of that coaching staff. Of course, Coach Eric Gonzalez is the one who leads it.
Magandang programa din talaga ng Junior MPBL, Mike. No? Like when dito, Junior MPBL could be the same homegrown talents that you would be able to find in the MPBL teams later on.
Yeah, and why not? No, if these guys start progressing and start maturing, and they get to that age that they would like play basketball for college varsities and they're homegrown, there's no reason for them not to be taken. As you see this pull up here off that miss, and that
Hindi
ball
nga
will remain.
magtatawagan.
Yeah.
Another foul to be called here. So kung kano yung konti nung fouls natin sa first quarter, Mike, dito naman medyo dumadalas ang pito.
Yeah, so far that's I think that's another foul called here. Little push. Well, first off, if you're gonna defend, you know, you just have to stay with the guy. You know, you can't push them, you can't derail them, and just allow them to make their normal inside basketball plays. Good baseline out of bounds there for the Spartans.
Tabla tayo dito, 11 apiece with 5:42 left in the second quarter. Just a deadlock, showing really how tight this ball game has been so far.
Right now, the Red Cubs actually using what's called a pack line defense. And it's really clogging as you see this beautiful inside play, a little misdirection.
Collado with his first field goal of this ball game. Sabi nga natin kanina, defensively, he has been that anchor so far para sa Red Shirts. Maybe his offensive game will wake up as well. Badly needed dahil nga wala ang kanilang leading scorer in this game.
At saka yung depensa talaga nitong Spartans is really that's the one that's keeping them in this game. I mean, you don't see that much of dribble penetrations anymore compared to the one that happened in the first quarter.
Stepping back is Montano. That's no good. Long rebound to De Luna, pero kapit ang
that's gonna be a
itatawag
foul,
dito.
right? He held up Brent De Luna as he was going for that rebound. So it'll be a baseline out of bounds. Last time around, they did really good here. We'll see if they come up with the same. This little triangle action on the baseline out of bounds here. Same play.
Almost another nakaw play doon for Collado. But naka-adjust ka agad itong Davao. Reading that play na loko sila kanina.
Yeah, that's one actually isa yan sa mga, I guess, most used na baseline out of bounds play where you have three guys out there in the shaded area. Little screen-the-screener action. You screen first for the guy in the middle. That guy dives first on the ball side, and that guy that gave that screen will receive a screen from the other man on the opposite block, and he gets free on the other end. So if you're very observant, you figure that out. So a lot of coaches already use that kasi medyo effective nga siya.
Especially off the baseline, yung spasyo,
Right.
not so much, right? Collado converts on his charities.
Tsaka it's a choice between do you cover the shaded area or do you cover the shooters because you also have shooters from the outside that can do that.
Pick your poison, ika nga.
Yep.
Hand it off for a three. That's too strong. Montano, offensive rebound. Bato niya kay Vano. Vano behind the back. Left-handed scoop is good.
Oh, good finish right there. You could almost not feel the absence of Yuri Duque right now. The guards have really stepped up for the San Pedro Spartans.
At mapapatawag nga ang Davao ng timeout dito. They trail by 4, 15-11. We'll be back with more Junior MPBL.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas na pangatawan natin at itong biyaya, pagkakataon na makapaglaro tayo ng basketball.
Dikit pa rin ang laban this second quarter. Sabi nga ni Head Coach Teddy ng San Pedro, kahit na kulang ang kanyang players this game, tulad ni na Yuri Duque na may groin injury at Froilan Catala na may fever, ay lalaban sila this game gamit ang kanilang pinagpraktisan at new rare combination for the ball. He also added that the team should outwork the opponent and give a more disciplined defense this game para manalo. Advantage rin naman ng team ang kanilang players na sina Maxel Pontanil, Miko Valenzuela, Brent De Luna, Sky Young, Luis Ulet at Kevin Leal na naglalaro para sa San Beda, Alabang. What are your thoughts, Jaime and Coach Mike?
At the limit na dito ang San Pedro Spartans after that foul. Both teams in the penalty for the last 3 and 17 of the second quarter. The Spartans lead by 4, 15-11. Opens a 3, short on that one. Second chance opportunity. Still not going dito para kay Francis Doliente, but he will go to the line to earn it from the stripe.
Shooters will always have to know where that rebound's gonna go, where that ball's gonna hit. High probability, exactly what Dolientes just showed us. You know, it was an excellent setup there, by coming out of a timeout by Coach Miko Roldan. Little shallow cut, which for the wing guy, eventually ending up in the middle ball screen, having freed up the corner guy, and that which happens to be Doliente. They're all free to take that shot.
Open nga sa corner, yung naging ending. Wasn't able to get that 3, but as you said, knew where exactly that ball would be dropping. And rewarded himself with 2. In a more difficult way, I guess. Fontaniel using that Lirio screen. Now 10 to shoot para sa kanila. Spin in the lane, Fontaniel, beautiful once again.
I was going to say that's actually a different path that he took. Could have thrown that ball in the corner. I guess it was Miguel Avensanya who was there, or either Leal. But he decided otherwise, so that basket's going to be good for them.
Lorenzo unable to convert on that. Collado on the other side.
Wow.
Tinatakbuhan na dito ng Spartans. And now it's a 6-point lead for the Red Shirts.
Yeah, and Collado really getting that diagonal cut, free up going downhill.
Foul na naman may tatawag dito. Again, both teams already in the penalty.
Pero magugustuhan mo dito, no? As we see free throws here being taken by Davao Red Cubs. You know, that drive by Collado right there was really made possible because of the activity of Miguel Avancena, number 20 for the Spartans. He's really been a guy that's provided a lot of energy coming off the bench. You see how much that's impacted the play on the floor.
As Bailoses missing on that first shot. Short on the second. Pero yun, rebound mapupunta sa Red Cubs sana, but a loose ball foul will be called and it would be free throws on the other end. So Bailos is one of the players you were talking about early for the Red Cubs, Mike. So far, just 4 points para sa kanya. At far cry pa from how he produced in their first outing. He had 15 in that ball game.
And this game actually slowed up because of the penalty of both teams. No? A lot of fouls incurred here. But the good thing is, at least, you know, the patience is there. Lalo na for the San Pedro Spartans, who are actually looking for the very first win in 4 outings.
Biggest lead here so far for the San Pedro Spartans. 8, 21-13 with 1 minute and 42 left in our second quarter. Pull up here. Short.
So far, the perimeter shots not been falling for Davao.
Fontaniel trying to find a friend. Finds Leal open on the wing. Can't get that to go. Pass ahead here for Doliente. Touchdown.
Yeah, dyan sila nahihirapan because Matthew Escalante is not going to be able to fast enough to come down, especially if you've got a bigger guy rim running down the floor. The guards got to be able to come back in safety on open basketballs. We see another turnover here.
MJ Bailoses trying to elude the defense.
Boy, look at the activity of Miguel Abanceña. He's down on the floor.
Back-to-back baskets here para sa Red Cubs. Bringing this lead down to 4, 21-17, 52.7 seconds left sa ating first half. Back with more junior MPBL. Last 52.7 seconds remaining sa ating first half as we look at Doride, ang bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of our Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL presented by Atlantis 88. Pakagandang quality ng bola yan for local basketball.
Oh yeah, I must say, when this new ball came out, yung Doride na ang bola ng Pinoy came out, there was a lot of parang, I guess, ask on paano siya magpe-perform, what have you. But, you know, it's really performed to that level of expectation. In fact, very comparable dun sa mga known brands that we have. And the good thing is that it's Pinoy-made.
Bailoses trying to get that fast break layup. But an unsportsmanlike foul signaled here by our officials, likely against Avancenia.
And clearly, there's going to be a lot of talk when it comes to defensive transition defense right there. Now, I think that's on Pontaniel as he tipped from behind.
Tamang tag lang dun sa jersey, but enough for the officials to call for that advantage foul nga.
Yeah, that's an advantage foul because he didn't have any defense in front of him.
Bailoses continues to struggle from the line.
Yeah, that's parang, I think that's in the pros yata, clear path yata ang tawag dyan, eh, no?
That's
so,
right.
You know, if a player's got the advantage with or without the ball, with no one in front, and you foul him from the back, that's clearly advantage.
2 free throws and ball possession for the Red Cubs. Pero parang napaganda pa yung foul ni Pontaniel doon dahil 0 of 2 for Bailoses on the line.
But this defense has really stymied the attack of the Davao Red Cubs so far. The Davao team hasn't had any answers for that backline defense by the Spartans.
They will try to draw up a baseline play to cut this lead down to 4 from 4. Magbabalik tayo muli with more junior MPBL. Back with the last 14.7 seconds of our second quarter. Crowd slowly building up dito, Mike, in anticipation nga ng ating afternoon games. Ang kanilang hometown, Cavite City, dito sa Montano Hall. Open in the corner is Bailoses, short on his 3. Still can't buy a basket. They get an offensive rebound and they could hold for the last shot. They swing it. Lorenzo open for 3 and that's good. And dyan na nga tayo matatapos sa ating first half. Now just a 1-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans. Dikitan tayo dito 21-20. As we look at this Atlantis 88 move of the game. Who else? Pontaniel in the first quarter. Pontaniel pa rin sa ating second with that spin cycle. giving us our Atlantis 88 move of the game. And this little guy talagang showing us yung kanyang diksi. And we'll be back with the second half of action in just a bit.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang araw na ito.
Mga Kaliga, live pa rin tayo dito sa Montano Hall, Cavite City para sa Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL Inaugural Season. And we are currently in our halftime of the game between the 18 under Davao and San Pedro in favor of San Pedro. So we have here with me Assistant Coach Chico Tan of San Pedro and Mark Silva, the physical therapist of Davao City. So unahin ko po muna si Coach Chico. Coach, ano po bang mentality ang gusto niyo pong makita sa pagpasok ng second half?
We just have to continue being scrappy. So this team is way bigger than us. So we're just doing our best to play hard, contest on passing lanes, backs out, and just, try to force turnovers. Ayun lang.
Okay, thank you Coach and good luck po on the next half. Meron po ba kayong gustong pasalamatan o i-shoutout?
Gusto namin pasalamatan, syempre si Boss Mitch Versosa, yung owner namin. And then, shoutout ko syempre yung son ko, si Andrew, and yung wife ko, si Van, na nanonood.
Thank you so much, Coach. Dito naman po tayo kay Mark Silva, ang physical therapist ng Davao City. So, sir, kailan po ba ang strength and conditioning training ng ating mga players, lalo na po sa ganitong mahabang timeline ng ating liga?
Pakiulit na yung sinabi mo, pakiulit.
Gaano po kadalas ang strength and conditioning training?
Game, at least, pag may game, at least 3 days ako prepare, 3 to 2 days. Tapos, syempre, recovery din, especially sa mga player, lalo na pag mga hard trainings, then, yun, so nagpapa-ice bath ako, nagpapa-recover, more on recover talaga, ang mas purpose ko dito sa team na to. Lalo na yung mga injury na, which is na hindi kailangan ilaro, sinaset aside ko, pag kailangan naman, kaya naman ilaro, ipalaro ko naman.
That's good to know, sir. So with that, meron po ba kayong gustong pasalamatan o i-shoutout?
Shoutout lang pala sa parents ko dyan sa Nabotas. Hi! Yun lang.
Ayan, thank you so much po, sir. And Coach, good luck po on the next half. That's it for our halftime interview. We will be right back for more ball game updates. Ayan mga Kaliga, another game for our halftime. Sino kaya makakuha ng 1K? So we have here Omarion, yung naka-blindfold, and si JM, yung mag-guide sa kanya para makashoot ng bola. So i-cheer naman natin sila mga Kaliga. Go guys! 1K din yan. Okay, the timer starts now.
Lakad mo, Marion.
May 1
Kaliwa.
minute kayo.
Ay, kanan. Kanan. Kaliwa. Kanan.
Go guys!
Kanan. Kaliwa.
Kaya
Sige
niya.
pa.
45 seconds.
Sige pa.
Konti na lang, Omarion. Konti na lang.
Kanan. Harap ka sa kaliwa.
Kaliwa daw, Omarion.
Kaliwa. Kanan pala. Harap ka sa kanan.
Sayang ang 1,000. Go guys, 19 seconds.
Harap ka sa kanan, Agu.
Go,
harap ka
may
sa kanan.
15 seconds pa kayo.
Sa kanan. Harap ka sa kanan. Harap pa.
8,
Sa kanan.
7,
Agu.
6,
Sa kanan.
5,
Harap ka sa kanan.
3,
Harap ka sa kanan.
2,
Wala na.
1. Okay lang yan, Omarion and JM. Better luck next time. Thank you.
Just a few minutes before we resume the second half of this matchup between San Pedro Spartans and Davao Red Cubs sa ating 18 under tournament. We look at some highlights from our action-packed first half. Both ends having several fast break opportunities. But the defense for both teams then, Mike, really clamping down. Kaya low scoring nga itong ating ball game so far.
Yeah, and a lot of it really has to do with the defense of San Pedro Spartans. I mean, yung half-court set na yun, yung Davao has not really solved it. They're really getting more of their points in open floor. As a matter of fact, if you look at the numbers, they're a plus 12 when it comes to attempts. But the percentage is so much better for San Pedro. 34% versus that of 22. Advantage lang ng Davao. They made 1 3-pointer. And yung rebounds really more favor for Davao, but really just more efficiency here for San Pedro Spartans.
As the first two of the second half, courtesy of Winters. Baka mag-init na. Kanina nga, malamig pa si Winters. And earlier, we're looking at the crowd. Talagang dahan-dahang dumadami na dito sa Montano Hall in Cavite City. Dahil nga may game ang kanilang hometown later this afternoon as Ulep. Nabitawan ng bola, but Collado there to recover. Able to get that inside stab to go. Lamang na dito ang Red Cubs.
Pero maganda yung mga attempts sa Jaime nitong San Pedro Spartans. And they just gotta be able to convert it.
Doliente missing on that three. They reset here are the Spartans. Nice fake. Drive to the baseline. Short on that attempt. Lirio will be denied.
Good block right there. Lirio had the right thing in mind to get it up, but it's really just the length out there causing that block.
Almost a steal dito for Leal. Ganda na ng basa niya sa passing lane.
Yeah.
But nakulangan lang ng spasyo to come up with that steal.
Correct. Very simple cut and replace there by the wing guy, being replaced by the guy from the top.
Cañete finds a corner three for Bailoses. So sa wakas, nakaisa na rin tong si MJ Bailoses.
Well, just an excellent setup right there. Everybody got drawn, that gravity got drawn to that right side of the floor, leaving that left corner spot, which is about 2-3 passes away. But excellent find right there for Bailoses to make the three.
5-0 run here for the Red Cubs to start this third quarter. Chance to add to that is Winters all alone on the other end. Sorry, miss. Collado secures the rebound. Chance naman dito sa kabila. Ulep. A little bit forced, but Lirio right there. Looking for a foul. None would be given. Doliente naman sa kabila. Against Young, bumitin. Wala na naman. So both teams biglang hindi makabiling dito ng basket.
Yeah,
the past few possessions.
Yeah, pero yung Spartans, they seem to be rushing it, no? Unlike medyo mas controlled pa yung open floor nitong itong Davao. As we see here, Collado getting that drive. He obviously doesn't have a jump stop and a spin going middle to try and circumnavigate that defense. He's really just trying to force his way through right in there. In the absence of a jump stop or a pull-up from the elbow, you know, all that defense really does is to sag off of him.
How do you actually develop that, Coach Mike, if you are a young player watching right now na yun nga, hindi naman kailangan dire-diretso ka parate and be able to develop a way for you to get in the lane in an alternative method?
It really boils down to repetitions. I mean, kung anumang skill set yan, shooting, dribbling, passing, what have you, it's really just repetitions. And the thing is, coaches would always tell you that, remember that old saying that practice makes perfect, right? Which is completely the opposite now. As you see this clear drive here by Collado. As the old school coaches would say, practice makes perfect. The new age coaches would say, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So if you practice something that's repeatedly wrong, that wrong thing's gonna be in there and permanent with you. And so you have to find a mentor and a coach that would teach you the right ways and the right footwork and the right execution of everything, and then apply it. And for that good thing to be permanent on your skills.
As we see Doliente hoisting it up. Can't get that to go. Still a 3-point lead though for the Red Cubs. with 6:33 in the third quarter. Nakahanap ng puwang dito sa loob is Valenzuela. I believe a first time in the ball game. Lalim din ng big man rotation dito ng Davao Red Cubs.
Yep. Well, yung ano kanina, you see Coach Teddy Poling talking to, I think it was Leal, who actually covered that drive on that right wing. He says, you know, don't be side by side with him. You gotta go in front of him and prevent him to go there. Because if your chest continues to be on the shoulder of the offensive player, chances are you're gonna be late. So you have to be shoulder to shoulder in front of him to get to that spot in front of him and be there before he does.
3 ball. That's good.
That's the specialty of the house right there for Brent De Luna. And I wouldn't be surprised if another one's coming. That guy's a streak shooter. So long as he's got his feet set, he's got a pretty good jumper from out there.
Hindi ko masabi kung assist yun kay Vano Mike eh.
Oo
Kasi
nga eh.
nabitawan niya, napunta kay De Luna, sabay pumukol eh. This time a floater in the lane for Sahali. First 2 points para sa kanya. Vano. Then to shoot for the red shirts. Colyado muli. Using the Lirio screen. Mabibitawan niya dito and turns the ball over. Takbo sa kabila. Sahali once again. Spin cycle. Traveling.
That's a travel right there, yeah.
Ganda sana ng takas eh. But one too many steps in that occasion. So look at that replay. Yeah, same foot yung
Same foot,
pinag-ikot. Yep.
Yeah. You can't do right, left on your first land. Your first land has to be that foot, and your second land has to be the other foot. Can't be same foot.
Lirio setting it up. Have 9 to shoot here. Go to the corner, Vano. 3 ball. That's short. Takbo na naman dito ang Red Cubs on the wing. And that's good.
Well, San Pedro Spartans just can't keep going toe-to-toe with these guys. You got to be able to make stops. And right now they're up. They're down 4. With 4:30 remaining in the third, you got to get a good precision, production here.
Nice fake, but too strong for De Luna. Takbo na naman sila dito. All the way for that fast break layup.
And really just Davao making them pay on every turnover. They're going to run at you and going to beat you on the other end.
As we once again greet you a good morning from Cavite. Last 4 minutes and 15 of our third quarter. We'll be back with more Junior MPBL.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa
Hindi pa rin nagkakalayo ang scores this third quarter. Sabi nga ni Head Coach Mico Roldan ng Davao, they will lessen their turnovers lalo na at ito ang naging lapses nila last game. Dagdag pa niya, ingatan lang nila ang bola sa loob ng court at makukuha nila ang kanilang panalo today. Inaasahan naman ulit ang magandang performance mula kila Nicolas Lorenzo, MJ Vailoses, Francis Doliente at Almarlon Winters na naglalaro na for San Beda Rizal. Maliban sa kanila, excited din naman si Coach Mico sa maipapakitang performance ng kanyang Davao homegrown players na sina Vincent Mondigo at Lawrence Mandalano na papasok din sa San Beda Rizal this school year. There are so many players to watch out for dito sa Davao. Do you agree, Jaime and Coach Mike?
Definitely something to look forward to, Mike. Especially yung homegrown na players nga nitong Davao. And we don't lack talent talaga dito sa Junior MPBL.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, these things really just makes the game even more exciting for everyone.
So seems to be a call here that is resulting to this MJ Bailoses free throw.
That's a technical on improper wearing of a uniform, I guess. I didn't hear who that was for. Probably could get word from where that came from.
As we look at Commissioner Keith Picazo, always present in any venue supporting us here in our junior MPBL games. Kaninang umaga pa yan nandito si Commissioner Keith.
Yeah, always very early in the venue.
Still 31-25. 6-point lead here for the Davao Red Cubs. Spartans led sa ating first half. But responding are the Red Cubs in this third quarter as Bailoses misses on that one. Collado leads the 3-on-1. Vano behind the back. Almost turns it over, but Montano recovers. Ooh, crossing over to Martinez in the middle. Kicks out to Collado. Steps back for a three, and that's good.
I actually asked for it. Clapped his hands. Give me the rock. Give me the rock. I'm free from out here. So that really shows a different point of attack para kay Collado. If he can hit it from out there, considering the power that he has as his dribble penetrates going right, it's going to be a difficult cover. Player down on the floor, though.
Yeah, player down on the floor just might have caused that traveling violation against Bailoses dahil nailang siya na may player nga sa kanyang paanan. So we look at this Collado 3. Sabi mo nga, ask for it. And pag humihingi ka ng ganyan, there's really some pressure na ma-convert mo.
Yeah. And I like the step back though after he saw that defender go deep in the corner.
Clapping for it once again is Collado. Back to Pontaniel. Driving baseline is De Luna. Gets stripped. 3-point lead here para sa Red Cubs. Bailoses finds Doliente. That won't trickle in. Just one and done here for the Red Cubs.
Collado looks gassed right now.
Rinig ko nga kay Andrea kanina that the Spartans, Mike, just a 12-man rotation for this game. So Yuri Duque, one of the players that is injured nga for the Spartans, their leading scorer, and also Froilan Catalan has a fever and won't be able to play in this ball game.
Good ball movement there in Sahali. All he could do was one dribble pull up on that elbow. Saw that defense coming from the wing area and definitely helped out in making that free shot for Sahali.
Balik sa 5 kalamangan dito for Davao. They go to Pontaniel. 8 to shoot. Pasa niya kay De Luna. Open for 3 is Pontaniel, but short on that attempt. As a loose ball foul will be called against Sahali contra Martinez. Oh, sorry, Martinez.
That's
will be
Martinez,
called with that loose ball foul.
That shot right there. Sahali actually sat on Martinez, but Martinez pulled him down.
Parang nautakan siya dun, Mike.
Yep. Could have even made pull a chair trick right there. Sana hindi na lang niya hinatak pa baba. No? Inalisan na lang niya.
33-28. Low scoring affair. Closing the end of our third quarter. Sahali once again. Drops it off this time, and that's an easy basket for Doliente.
Every time that initial defense breaks down, that's when that attack comes in. Para dito sa Davao, they've not been able to get past that first line of defense, pero yung pangalawa, nalulusutan nila.
Gandang galaw na naman kay Pontaniel, but unable to finish. Running on the other end, 4-on-3. Off on that under goal stab. Mondigo for thought an end one opportunity, but the traveling infraction once again will be called.
Well, lucky for San Pedro Spartans, Collado was never involved in there. He was just staying at the backcourt, waiting for someone to secure the defensive rebound, and he'd do a cherry pick or a leak out on the other end. I think he's going to be subbed here by Lirio.
Shot clock is off. Chance for the last shot here for the Spartans. They're looking at the biggest lead so far for the Red Cubs at 7. Young finds Collado.
Oh, wow.
Lose it. Yun na nga, iuupo muna siya dito. Short rotation for the Spartans as mentioned earlier. So itong 6.4 seconds na breather, Mike, malaking bagay na to for Collado heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and so they got to get a stop, which thankfully they did.
Opportunity to bring the 7-point lead down heading into the fourth. Build some momentum. Mounting this comeback. Got 2 seconds. Young knows it. Thought he was going for the shot. But mauubusan na nga sila ng oras dito. And we end our third quarter with a 35-28 score in favor of the Davao Red Cubs. Silipin muna natin ang ating Atlantis 88 move of the game. Beautiful floater here. Coming from, I believe this is
Sahali, I think.
Sahali.
Yeah, Sahali,
right.
yeah. Well, that defense tried to steal it from behind, and that lane just opened up for Sahali.
And we'll be back with the last 10 minutes of action in just a bit.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas na pangatawan natin at itong biyaya, pagkakataon na makapaglaro tayo ng basketball. Maraming salamat sa ating commission.
Back with the last 10 minutes of action sa ating third matchup between the Davao Red Cubs and the San Pedro Spartans. Once again, we look at this Cavite City crowd preparing for their hometown team dito sa Montano Hall. At ating continuous coverage of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. Jaime Mendera pa rin kasama si Coach Mike Perez together with Andrea Veloso. Hatid sa inyo ang action natin ngayong umaga. What was a 1-point lead for the Spartans, Mike, is now an 7-point deficit heading into the fourth.
Yeah, there really are just some things that the Spartans would need to resolve, especially on their attacks. Their defense been pretty solid, but at certain points, medyo nagbe-break down siya. But it's really a matter of them, converting their opportunities. They are minus 13 from attempts, but they were more efficient earlier, and so that those makes have gone down, and so the percentages has also gone down.
As we look at Stanley Martinez on the line. One of the bigs nga that would also have to be rotated dahil Collado visibly exhausted na, running up and down the floor, doing it on both sides.
And malaking kawalan talaga sa kanila si Panahon, who's small forward, and Makusi, who's a power forward too. The rebounds and leading up to transitions are the missing factors in the game for Coach Teddy and the guys.
As Pontaniel finds Martinez, showing us that vision once again. Talagang nakakahanap ng puwang to si Pontaniel, Mike.
Yep. And he's got that eye for, a teammate that's least defended. But good thing itong si Martinez able to hover around in the dunker spot and just waiting for that ball to get to him.
Martinez wasn't able to convert on his previous trip to the line. Sucking 2 defenders. And Martinez, hindi naman siya pinahiya. Shoot, at least scoring on the first, converting on the second.
Yeah, that was actually a well-timed backdoor cut by Martinez once he saw that middle drive by Pontaniel.
Down to a 5-point lead here for the Red Cubs, 35-30. Mahaba pa to, 9 minutes in our fourth quarter. As Sahali kicks it to the corner for 3. That's Doliente.
Every time Sahali's gonna get that switch, he's gonna like it, and it gives him more versatility on whether to attack or to drop it off in the corner shooter.
Seems like a long two lamang for Doliente for his 10th point of the ball
What
game.
a move.
Tama naman yung finesse for the big man, Lirio, on that move.
Well, really, Lirio's been giving quality minutes here for Coach Teddy Polinga, getting rebounds, getting stops.
Doliente attacking the lane. Back-to-back baskets para sa kanya. That's 14 now for Doliente.
And that middle line defense is really broken down here for the Spartans.
Spinning in the lane is Pontaniel.
Oh, wow.
Taga naman. Hindi pa nauubusan itong si Pontaniel.
He's scoring, what, 8 points so far. He's never been in double digits, as we see a 3 made here from Lorenzo. Going back to Pontaniel, hindi pa double digits yan, pero the difficulty of the attempts, the shots that he makes.
Kung may extra points lang yung degree of difficulty, Mike, no? Baka nasa 20 points na tong si Pontaniel. As all the way to the hoop is Doliente. He's been heating up in this fourth quarter. Pontaniel trying to answer sa kabila, but a hold will be called. That will be the third team foul here for the White Shirts.
This is where Coach Teddy Polinga actually misses the steadiness of a Yuri Duque, because in situations like this, he'd be the ones to calm them down. See this just difficult shot by Pontaniel. Give him extra 2 points for the difficulty right there. But a well-spaced transition. Everybody on the opposite sides of the floor. That middle lane's very open. You got a corner guy on the left. You know, pick your poison. And exactly just what they did there.
Doliente 6 so far in just the fourth quarter. Balik sila kay Pontaniel. 7 to shoot. Another foul. So kung nag-ahabol ka, if you're the Spartans, this is what you want to see. The Davao Red Cubs now at the limit with still 7 minutes remaining in the fourth.
And they still don't have a foul yet with 3 minutes already gone by. You know, having no fouls like this could either be in your favor or backfiring you, especially when you need, you know, them to be sent to the line.
Now a 10-point lead, biggest so far for the Red Cubs. 5 segundo para kay Vano. Pontaniel attacking, has to put it up.
Oh, wow.
Pontaniel apologizing to the bench because he knew na papaubos na ang kanilang shot clock, but still deciding to pass it on to Vano.
Tsaka hindi acceptable yun. I mean, you're the point guard, right? And so you gotta know time and, you know, time ball in every situation.
Hanap sa loob Lorenzo, matatapikan. They will keep it.
You know, tingnan mo, medyo malaki ang height advantage ni Lorenzo over Lirio, but Lirio's been making hell of a life inside the paint para kay Lorenzo. Maganda lang kay Lorenzo pagka sa labas, hindi siya mapupuntahan doon na close out ni Lirio.
And speaking of close out, Doliente, somebody has to close out on this guy. 8 points so far in the fourth para sa kanya. Now it's a 12-point lead for the Davao Red Cubs. Babalik tayo with more Junior MPBL.
Lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Last 6:30 of our fourth quarter. Laban ng San Pedro Spartans kontra Davao Red Cubs. You know, Mike, we've been talking about MJ Bailoses at the start of this ball game and Nicolas Lorenzo for the Red Cubs, but it has been Francis Doliente lighting it up.
Yeah, and he has done that, especially in this second half.
So we see Vano attempting for that 3. Di makabili talaga dito. Doliente once again attacking, this time dishing to Lorenzo.
Well, you got 3 red defenders in front of you. 2 of them turned their back. 1 of them attending to the on-ball attack. And just freeing it up and giving it up to the guy with the that's least defended.
That's now the 5th assist for Doliente. So not just showing us the scoring, but
Oh,
the
wow.
vision as well. And balik naman tayo sa scoring uli. 18 points now for Francis Doliente.
And Doliente's really just been sensational here in this quarter. He's got 16, 4, and 4. He's a +6, a +7 rather, on his average, normally getting 9 points. He's got 7 more for this game.
De Luna open in the corner, strong on his 3. Again, this was a 1-point lead for the Spartans heading into the second half. Sabi nga natin, low-scoring affair. Pero tingnan mo naman, 50-34 now, a 16-point lead being enjoyed here by the Red Cubs. Gandang hanap na naman dun sa ilalim. Doliente once again with a find.
Well, Doliente is either he's scoring or he's dishing. That's because, you know, defenders would close out on him, and so that leaves the second guy free, and he just easily gives it up.
Yeah, 8 points na siya so far in our 4th quarter, and 4 points courtesy of his dishes. Vano floater. Malakas. Hindi na makascore dito ang Spartans. Kabila naman, talagang tuloy-tuloy ang ratsyada.
Yeah, dito sila actually pinapatay ng Davao is the open floor basketball, kasi pag nakaset up naman yung depensa nitong San Pedro, you know, that defense really works. And so if that works defensively, you got to be scoring on the other end. Pero ang nangyayari pagdating sa kabila, hirap silang umi-score. And so if they miss, it's transition on the other end.
Yeah, the inability to convert on the other end despite those stops has been the catalyst niya for this now 18-point lead. Biggest so far here for the Davao Red Cubs. Real back in the ball game. He will try for 3. That's short. Lorenzo towering over Lirio for that rebound. Still 4 and 12 left sa ating laro. Opportunity dito para sa Spartans, but that won't help their cause as Nicolas Lorenzo crashing the boards for that putback. 20 na kalamangan dito ng Davao Red Cubs. Pontaniel finds Collado. Talagang Pontaniel and Collado trying to will their team to this ball game despite being short-handed. As we find Pontaniel na naman, napaka-difficult na naman nung kanyang galaw doon, but unable to get that to go. Winters inside. Talagang the offensive output of Davao this 4th quarter, bumitaw talaga sila dito. They led the scoring 15-7 in the 3rd. But now they have outscored San Pedro 21-6 in the final canto.
Really just having no answer for the open floor basketball here ng Davao. And look at this one. This is exactly what's been going on para dito sa Spartans. They turn the ball over, and Davao just makes them pay on the open floor.
Now a 24-point lead dito for the Davao Red Cubs. Timeout. Ang Spartans gather themselves. Babalik tayo with more Junior MPBL.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas na pangatawan natin at itong biyaya.
Last 3 minutes of action sa ating 4th quarter. Tuluyan na nga bumitaw itong Davao Red Cubs against the San Pedro Spartans. So we look at this Cavite crowd once again. Konting antay na lang. Makikita na nilang kanilang hometown team, Cavite City. Yan ang kagandahan din talaga pag Saturday yung laro, Mike. No?
Oh, yeah.
There are really more people that we find in the venues.
Most don't have work, and you know, it's family time, and you got to be able to support your favorite players, especially in the junior MPBL.
Some new players na nga fielded in here for the Davao Red Cubs. I think alam na nila kung paano ito matatapos. But Collado still trying to attack the basket. Naman, no quit on this guy.
Yeah, and that was a huge turning point when he actually burned out and didn't have enough gas, went and sat. At that point, they were only down, what, 6 points, I believe. And since he went down, it's all been downhill because there's no one challenging on the rebounds and even banging bodies against the big guys of Davao on the shaded area.
Yeah, we've talked about the key players absent in this ball game for different reasons. Yung Yuri Duque nursing that groin injury, their leading scorer. You talked about James Panahon, one of their wings as well. Ang tuloy-tuloy dito ang skid ng Spartans to start their tournament. But still a long way to go for this junior MPBL season. If you are the Spartans, Mike, you know, how do you kind of go back and you know, check this skid even further? Nakakata 0-3 na nga, and they're looking at a 0-4 start.
Well, definitely people have to step up. You know, in the absence of like Yuri Duque, you lost Panahon and Makusi. And there are players that's expected to be setting up for the San Pedro Spartans team. These guys are no pushovers. You've got really good players such as kanina si Pontaniel. You've got De Luna, who I feel is underachieving here in this game. I know he's a much better player than that. Collado's gotta be able to continue to do what he's done, and Lirio's gotta make his contributions on quality minutes. And really, it's just a matter of having guys realize that the absence of our stars, we have to be stepping up.
Dito naman sa Davao Red Cubs, Mike, we thought it would be by Loses and Lorenzo once again. But the emergence of Francis Doliente, especially in this fourth quarter, talagang allowed this Red Cub team to break away from this ball game.
Yeah, and you like the calm demeanor of Coach Miko Roldan and the coaching staff, including si Coach Ralph Rivera. You know, them just believing that their players would be able to execute whatever it is they prepare for. So we see another 3 here by
MJ Baste.
Baste, right.
Just 1 minute left in this ball game. 3 on the other end, courtesy of Lial naman. 63-39 now. Last 50 seconds. So both teams in opposite sides of the spectrum nga, Coach. 2-0 start here for the Red Cubs.
Right.
Spartans nga would be going down 0-4 at the start of the season. Just one team yung malalaglag sa ating format.
Yep.
So it's not totally lost ang case dito for the Spartans. Just have to string some games.
And it was actually the third quarter run by Davao where they outscored San Pedro 15-7. So the 2 quarters, the first quarter, the Spartans only scored 7 points. In the third quarter, they too again scored 7 points. And with garbage time, they got 13 points here in this fourth and final quarter, but 26 scored by Davao, which really spread that lead and opened up that area for the win by Davao Red Cubs.
Matatapos nga tayo dito 65-42 as we look at our Atlantis 88 move of the game by Loses, and that sidestepping, sweeping move, eluding itong si Pontaniel, kinuha pa sa kabila. That was our Atlantis 88. move of the game. Davao Red Cubs nga ang magwawagi dito. The battle between the two San Beda clubs, Rizal and Alabang. So great start here for the Red Cubs, nga starting 2-0 for this season. The Spartans unfortunately would be extending their losing streak to 4. Still unable to buy a win dito sa ating 18 and under tournament. And now we turn it over to Andrea Veloso for our Atlantis 88 Player of the Game.
Mga kaligaw, we have here the Atlantis 88 Best Player of the Game, Francis Doliente from the 18 under Davao Red Cubs with 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. So you were really physically present, Francis. So ano ba ang naging sikreto mo para maging consistent sa maganda mong performance this game?
Wala namang sikreto po. Execute lang namin yung mga play sa offense namin at saka defense talaga ang dapat namin gawin kasi napaka-importante po kasi. At saka makikinig lang sa mga coaches. Yan lang po.
Kita naman natin kung gaano kayo kasipag sa depensa nyo. So with that, meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan o i-shoutout?
Una, maraming salamat sa Panginoon na binigyan namin ng panalo ngayon at sa walang injury nga naganap ngayon. At maraming salamat sa mga coaches sa San Beda po at sa university at saka shoutout po. Shoutout po sa mama ko nandito na nanood at saka girlfriend ko na nanood din sa live at sa shoutout ko sa mga kapatid ko na nandoon sa Cebu. Shoutout ko sa mga teammates ko na mga mabait. At saka shoutout ko sa Coach Gerald, kay Boss Richie Boy, sa girlfriend ng pamilya ko, sa pamilya ng Villahermosa po, sa Dolente. Okay lang.
Thank you so much. Again, our Atlantis 88 Best Player of the Game, Francis Doliente from the 18 under Davao Red Cubs. Back to the panel.
Well-deserved player of the game for Francis Doliente. Really paving the way dito for the Davao Red Cubs to break away in the fourth quarter. Ito nga, we find him finishing not just from the inside, but outside sniping, working for him as well. Pontaniel, one of the few bright spots dito for the San Pedro Spartans, the short-handed San Pedro Spartans. Really trying to keep this game close, 21-20. Lamang pa nga sila ng isa during the first half, but unfortunately, they will finish this game with a 23-point loss. And that's a wrap for our coverage of the 18 under division. Ang Davao Red Cubs nga winning 65-42 kontra San Pedro Spartans. Next game natin will be for the 18 under division matchup naman between the Cavite City Solar Aces going up against the Bawan Cafe Uno. On behalf of Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Veloso, this has been Jaime Mendihar for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.